Let's bring in CNN legal analyst and former federal prosecutor Shan Wu. Shan, thanks very much. So you look there, as we were just discussing. He lied twice. Doesn't look like a perjury trap. Second of all, two partners of his were just indicted for illegal lobbying yesterday that Flynn was involved in, and yet it appears the special counsel will recommend no jail time. What does that tell you, if he's not sentenced to jail today, about cooperation that he's offered the special counsel? Because I presume that for him to get no jail time, he would have had to provide significant assistance to the special counsel.
Exactly, Jim. Flynn is Mueller's first man. He was their first cooperator, and it's a game of musical chairs. We've talked about that before with the cooperators, and he was the first man to sit down. And the Mueller team is honoring that position that he gave, and of course he had to do a good job in the actual cooperation. And you see that really his problem that he faced was he was locked in before those FBI agents had interviewed him. He'd already been telling lies to the administration. He was probably motivated in part to cover up the Turkish deals. So he was already in trouble by the time the agents interviewed him, which puts a particular lie to his lawyer's argument, that understandable argument, but nonetheless really undercuts his argument that he was somehow surprised or tricked by the FBI agents. So when he's in there trying to stay consistent with the falsehoods he's already taken, he really sets himself up for that perjury trap. And Mueller's team is very interesting. They're like stern parents. When they tried to make that argument that he was tricked, he was a little confused, like a mitigation, they firmly corrected him. But like a kind, benevolent parent, they're not throwing the book at him. They just want to correct that record, but they're still giving him the honor of his position as first man in.
So, Shan, we know a lot about the lies, as Jim just laid out. Importantly, what we don't know is the why. Why did Michael Flynn lie? And that's really important, right? And it made even more important, perhaps, by the messages from the president this morning about him. Will we learn anything about the why today at 11 a.m.?
I don't think you'll learn the true substance of that. As we were discussing, I think the substance is he was already locked into those lies because of the course he'd mistakenly taken. I think what you will hear from him this morning is contrition. His lawyers have done a good job of playing up the 50 letters of reference as well as the Bronze Star. And he'll talk a little bit about the pressures he's been under, how he wants a fresh start. I don't think he's really going to get into the substance of what motivated him that way. I think the president's message to him this morning that we've all been talking about too is really one of suggesting, hey, maybe you want to say something at sentencing like no collusion. I think that's kind of the message Trump's trying to deliver.
Interesting.
Interesting. And that tweet, just another thought about it, where the president talks about whether Flynn has supplied any information about possible collusion. Would that indicate to you that the president was given some information about what Flynn rather said to the special counsel? Perhaps the president was given assurances that Flynn has not provided that information?
He may have heard something like that from his lawyers. Honestly, at the moment, the president's behavior on this reflects a great lack of understanding any substance that's happening in the investigation. I mean, he's gone kind of all over the place with, calling Cohen rat, saying that Flynn's being mistreated, wishing him good luck at the same time. I think he's just worried and still trying to exert some control by saying, wink, wink, if you want to say something good at sentencing, there's still the possibility of the pardon.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Shan Wu, thank you very much.